Niven has spent the last 10 years buying up council houses across Greater Manchester.
I own a couple on this road, that one there, just bought this one here. The strategy was really getting the bargain properties. I look at my schedule and the next rent day is coming probably in a few days' time. Guys, holla from Marbella, and welcome to the first live lesson live from my villa. So one of the main questions I've got recently is in my DMs is, Niv, why can't I find any deals that stack up? And what people mean by this is the BRRR deals, which is basically deals that they can buy, they can refurb, add value to it, remortgage out, and hopefully leave nothing in the deal, or maybe a few £1,000s in the deal. So effectively, they get in the house for free. So it's BRRR method. It's how I kind of built my portfolio. And the main problem people are finding at the moment is, where are the deals? So let's get into it. Guys, before I get started, apologies for the shirt. I am in Spain, I am in Marbella, I am in my wonderful villa, and hopefully I am heading out to an event after this, but I thought I'd jump on here, give you guys some real knowledge and tips on where to look for and how to get on in property using this strategy. This is like literally the main strategy where people seek to buy and build a portfolio, and it's really attractive because obviously you can build and scale a portfolio with one pot of money, recycle the pot, obviously you need a bit for the refurb, and then pull your money back out onto the next property, onto the next property. But the problem is these days, and it's getting harder and harder as people message me, is where do you find these deals and how do you find them? Because there seems to be no margin in deals, and people asking me why, and I'll tell you why, and I'll tell you a better strategy which I'm using at the moment. I'm getting loads of success and going faster than I've ever been before. So stay tuned and let's get into it. The old way to do it would be, as I said, to find a property that needed work, force the value up, do the works, get it revalued, pull the money out, go again. And this worked with this formula: profit equals new revalue, as in the new value the surveyor gives you, or the new value which is worth on the open market. Sometimes they're two different things, and you'll often find the surveyors downvalue it as to an agent where you were selling it would put it higher. Usually at the moment surveyors are coming in 10 to 20 grand tolerance below what you think is worth. But anyway, so profit equals new revalue minus your purchase price, crucially minus your refurb cost. So P equals NRV minus PP, purchase price, minus the refurb costs. This is basically how you do BRRR. Your variables are your refurb cost, your purchase price, and a new revaluation the surveyor gives, allowing you to take money out, remortgage obviously, and put it into a new deal, leaving very little and getting all your refurb costs back in theory. And this did actually used to work, and this is how I built my portfolio. But I also bought properties when there was a recession, when there were no one else bidding for it, when properties weren't in fashion, when homes with the hammer syndrome, which I'll talk about later, wasn't a massive thing, when everyone didn't know about auctions and all the creative strategies you can use now, and where there was less competition. So of course I was getting properties cheaper and adding value to it. Nowadays, is it so easy? Let's see. So guys, what do you think is the most important variable in this formula? The most important variable, I would argue, is P. It appears here, profit equals NRV minus purchase price. So I would say the variable is PP, okay? So the purchase price. You could do what you want in regards to your refurb, okay, NRV, but if the purchase price is too high, this won't make sense and the profit will be lower, because as you can see, minus PP. It's a direct variable, okay, and R, which is your refurb. So I'm going to show you an example of where it did work, first of all, and I'm going to tell you why it's a good strategy, and then I'll go into the problems with it according to this. As you can see, I'm just showing you one of my videos, and it's basically a house in Salford which I turned into a HMO. I have featured it on the channel before, so if you click the videos, you will see at the end of this video, you will see a link to this video. And this property was stripped, it was done as a 3-bed HMO, it was purchased as a probate, so bear in mind, purchase price, I've written the 3Ds, death, divorce, debt. So this one was death, and this is why it was below market value. And I did actually get it from Rightmove. So there are deals, but it's very, very far in between. And I had to fight with the estate agents who I knew and bought previous deals from. So I had that existing relationship. We bought it pretty dilapidated, stripped it out. We didn't actually pay stamp duty on this either. Okay, now you can see the new property. Okay, 3-bed HMO in Salford, outside Salford, Swinton, soon to be Article 4 area. And you can see we made it into a 3-bed HMO. Lovely house, and it got revalued at £190,000. So let's go through the figures, okay? So the purchase price was £115,000. That was below market value. Or some could argue it was market value because there weren't that many people bidding on it. It was the right time. It was about a year ago, and we got in fast with a cash offer, and we got it, and we knew the estate agents. We spent £35,000, guys, on this, and that was an in-house build team, virtually cost price. An average person could have been 50k this refurb, bearing in mind there were 3 en suites. So that's our in-house salaried labourers. It was revalued at 190k, which was a pretty average valuation. I asked for 190, I got 190. 3-bed HMO is probably worth that. The profit was 40k. So if I was going to sell that now, that would be 40k profit. One could argue I'd probably get over 200k if I sold it, but let's just go on the reval. According to the mortgager, I was 40k profit. Okay, I then pull the money out. So as you can tell, profit equals NRV. So the new revalue was 190. The purchase price was 115, and the refurb was 35. So the profit was £142,500 minus PP, minus the purchase price, £115,000. Okay, so it was £40,000 profit. And then, crucially, the BRRR method, I had to not sell it but get my money out, so I remortgaged it at 75% of £190,000 on a buy-to-let mortgage, and that was £142,500 I got back from the bank. I obviously had to pay off the existing bridge, which was 115k, so I got £27,500 back in my bank account, but the money left in was still £7,500 because obviously I spent £35,000 on a refurb, and if that had been £50,000, which it would have cost the average Joe, obviously the money left in would have been a lot higher. But the reason why I kept this, guys, as you'll see, is the way I select properties for people and myself is a defined strategy where I'm looking at location, growth, capital growth, where I make most of my money, and rental income, because I want to live, and I do live off this rent. It pays all my expenses in Marbella, all my cars, properties in the UK, travel, blah, blah, blah. That's off rental income. So I need these properties to be really making as much as they can. If this was only making £500, £400, it wouldn't really suit the portfolio. I'd probably sell it for £200,000, £210,000 and put that money into a better property in terms of yield. So this generates £2,100 monthly. My mortgage cost for the new mortgage is £591, and the actual profit I'm making just from this one property is £1,500 per month. That's close to a UK average salary, could even be the UK average salary, I don't even know anymore. Okay, £1,500 a month. You can see why I kept this property. You can see why I've got 37 of them as well. They don't all make 1,500, some make 2,500, some make 800, 700. Just depends where the mortgages are. They've all got equity in them, and they've all benefited from capital growth. So in 12 months, guys, all my money will be back from the refurb as well. So effectively, this will be a free house. Not only that, but it's in an area of the Northwest where we've identified where capital growth is amazing. It'll be over 25% in 5 years. So then again, in 5 years, I can pull more money back out of this property. In 12 months, all my money back, free house. This is why I kept this BRRR, and it did work on this example. Okay, but one of the key variables was the purchase price was below market value. We bought in cash, and our builders were really keen because we have in-house builders. If you're contracting this out, especially as a HMO developer, you're looking at 50k for this refurb. Yes, you could argue you could still be valuable to keep it because of capital growth and Obviously, it'll just take you maybe 24 months to get all your money out, okay? But we certainly wouldn't keep this if it was only making £500 after all costs. We certainly wouldn't keep this property, because we buy properties where we can make such good money by selling them. There's no need to keep them, and we can just keep trading. So let's go on to the next slide. So basically, just running back to why we keep this property, we start with the end in mind. We always knew it was going to be a 3-bed HMO. We always identified that before we bought it. Obviously, we had other angles, but we knew we didn't have to get planning permission. We knew it was an Article 4 area soon to be, so we're buying before the boom. The area, prime investment area, Swinton, Salford, Manchester, Northwest, Liverpool, all that kind of area, massively northern powerhouse. My new company is called Northern Powerhouse Properties. So we're literally buying up all the areas and benefiting from capital growth in 5 years. So they're the key ones that we try and keep. Regeneration again, Manchester, Salford, Swinton, Liverpool, massive regeneration. It only boosts the price up. Remember, a rising tide lifts all ships. Okay, we look at sold rates, we look at prices. We knew that this house, once done up, even not as a HMO, would be 190, 200. We haven't got a premium as a HMO at the moment because it's only 3-bed and it's not Article 4 as yet. As soon as it comes in, it'll be worth about 250k because of the premium, the grandfather rights. We choose properties in the established areas where there's high rental demand. So you'll see on the surveyor's report, they put high rental demand area. We don't buy areas which are so far off the radar, like in 20 years it might be popular. There's no time for that. We want money now. And that's how we kind of choose which properties to keep. And we do get other properties, we get properties everywhere, but we trade them on. And I'll go into that in a minute. Advantages of BRRR, as I said, high returns, low purchase costs if you can get it. You've got tax benefits through basically taking the money back out as a remortgage. You don't pay tax, whereas if you're selling it through your limited company, you pay 25% tax after all costs in theory. Okay, so it's tax-free to refinance. You can leverage, so basically, obviously you take a mortgage, you can scale up really fast, and property is the only asset really where you can leverage. So obviously borrowing 75%, you only need 25% of that property's price to buy, but it's the same with all properties. So with 100k, you could potentially get 5 properties. Okay, and passive income. So obviously you can see we're getting £1,500 a month. I've been on the WhatsApp about 3 times the last 2 months. It's very passive. The better properties you have, especially with en-suites, the more passive it is, the less headache you'll get from tenants, the better tenants you'll attract. So bear that in mind, guys. Sometimes it's worth spending a bit more. We even went to, on the video, you'll see we even decorated, fully furnished, even to the, the fake candles and the decor, the artwork, and we've got really high quality tenants who just want to use the fast internet and get on with themselves and study. So it's really good. Okay, and what's the other benefit? The other benefit of BRRR is you've got the asset, and in 5 years, like I said, you could remortgage again. And I've done that throughout my portfolio, not taking too much out, but because I've got so many, I can just, if I need to raise 100k for, I'm trying to raise money now for a property purchase, a personal purchase I'm buying, which is quite expensive. So I've just tapped in 25k off one property and 50k off another, 75k just raised. I've still got the property, I've still got the rental income, because I've had so much equity growth over the last 10 years in those properties. I can just tap into it anytime. So if you always sell on the properties, you can't tap into that. You don't benefit from it, and you're always churning the money. So bear that in mind for BRRR. It's actually a good way to build a portfolio, and you have to be patient, and in 5 to 7 years you can tap into it again and regrow. So that's the advantages of BRRR. And literally, guys, that's how I built my portfolio. The refurbs weren't always the most expensive refurbs. Sometimes they were basic carpet and changing the wallpaper or painting, and that's what we really like. To this day, we only try and do BRRR with the very, very light refurbs. Any extensions, anything like that, where you're trying to force the value up, you're spending money speculatively with builder prices these days as well. You could be spending 80k on extension and the surveyor down values, and you've got all that money stuck in, and you might not even get a sale. So you've got to be really careful. Okay, so we're going to the disadvantages now. So as I said, guys, I'm doing things differently now, so I'll let you know into a secret. But let me talk to you about the disadvantages and what led me to do things differently. So you need high capital up front. You need money to purchase, which most of my clients have, but they don't always have the renovation money, which can today's rates with inflation and builder rates, and even getting a good builder could be 50k plus. So you need probably 40k, 30k to buy it, and then 50k to do it up. So you're looking at almost 100k. And then you're illiquid because it's all in a property, and you can't just get it out like you can other assets like Bitcoin or stocks. So you can't just go like that. And especially if the refurb's not finished, your money's stuck in there and you're just forever buying stuff. I've been through it, guys, even on this refurb. Okay, you've got market risk, which is not massive to be honest, but let's say a surveyor downvalues it because there's some sentiment in the market, or the interest rates seem to rise, or inflation. So you put all that money in, and then the surveyor comes and goes, nah, I think it's worth what you spent on it. So you spent 50k, and the surveyor goes, okay, that's what it's worth. So you've done all that money, done all that works for free. There's no profit. Okay, it's time and labour expensive, guys. Managing a build, you have to be there, or you have to have a project manager or a mentor, someone there running it for you. Because if you leave builders, you could have the best builders. You leave them to their own devices, they'll just go from job to job. Every Friday they'll ring you. Oh yeah, they'll always be in touch on a Friday for that money. But yeah, you have to be there. You have to be there. Even myself now, I've got a manager, I've got a PA. I still like to go and make sure, because things get missed, and a 14-year experience, I see stuff they don't even see. So, okay, now this is the main thing I wanted to talk to you about. It's difficult to find properties which have the margin you need to make decent money with a good cushion to manage any setbacks, which you probably will experience in refurbs, because there's always something that crops up. It's a race to the bottom. All developers see the same potential. And let me talk to you about that. Okay, so I now do this. I have a new formula. I get rid of the R. No refurb, guys. Okay, so now the new formula is, okay, so you can see me, purchase price is here. So profit equals new revalue minus the purchase price. Only, guys. As I say in Spain, solamente. Okay, only. We don't have a refurb. Okay, so we cross that variable out. So the only variable now is P equals new revalue minus PP. That's it. So to get the profit, all we have to do is make sure this is much different to this. Okay, the lower this is, the higher this is, the greater profit. Okay, so how do we do that, guys? Actively sourcing properties that make money on day one. No refurb. The most important element is your purchase price, okay? There's no risk. The risk is gone, that variable is gone, and it's literally profit equals new value minus the purchase price. Okay, so how do we do this? Okay, well, basically, let me tell you first, this basically eliminates the problems of money, time, risk, dealing with builders. Other landlords are taking 6 months to do one BRR and actually getting downvalued. We're doing 4 a month. How? We're sourcing BMV properties on day one where no refurb or minimal refurbs, where you're spending 2k just to satisfy the lender that we've done something. But bear in mind, guys, you can spend 2k and you can still add 30k to a house, and lenders are fully aware of this, okay? How are we doing this, guys? So we're basically buying properties off market before they even go on Rightmove, before they're on auction sites where every single developer is looking for these properties. And best believe, we might work for 30%. Me and my clients might look for 30%. There's somebody out there, there's always one at every auction who goes, do you know what? I'll do it for 10% profit, okay? There's no profit. It's a race to the bottom. Every single person, every single investor is seeing the same properties. Oh, we can add value to that. Oh, it's dilapidated. We'll make loads of money buying it. And it's a bidding war, and you won't. That's why you don't see any bargains anymore, because everyone's looking. Property is massive now. Everyone's looking, and it's just not the way to do it if you want to scale. Yes, you can get one a year, but who wants one property a year, if that? Okay, so we spend about 20k a month on marketing to secure deals. We do Facebook ads that meet our target criteria, and basically think of this, Niven buys any house. That's what we're doing. We're targeting landlords. We're targeting the 3Ds. Death, divorce and debt, where you get motivated sellers who want to sell fast, and they will take 30% below market value, okay? Even more sometimes. They made loads of money. They bought 20, 30 years ago, especially landlords. They just want out, okay? With the new rules coming in, tenanted properties, we're getting massive discounts on tenanted properties, and we're still doing what we need to do. I won't tell you on camera because it'll attract loads of criticism, but you know how we're doing it, guys. If you're in property, we're managing the tenancy, managing the tenants out of the property, getting them onto market rents and remortgaging, revaluing, okay? Now, do we buy properties that still need heavy refurbs? Yes, of course, but we like lazy money. We trade these out. Auctions, let other developers take the risk and potential reward, and we still make our money and move on quickly like this. And on to the next one. So I'll show you an example now, guys, of a video, an auction which I filmed. My mate's cash buying company, who we deal with a lot, bought this for 90k, guys. It sold for 180k. The market value post refurb, bear in mind the house was completely dilapidated, is 200 to 220k. And do you know what? They put 7k's of fees in the legal pack, which probably no one read, okay? We do this all the time. So let me show you this one. We actually offered 130k for this house, which I thought was a bit toppy at the start. The client was umming and ahhing. I said, look, if you don't want it, don't take it. He wishes he took it now. 130k, it sold for 180 at auction. Okay, so here you can see the price is going up, it's going up, it's going up. Bidding war, as you can tell, look at the condition of the property. Look at that, it needs a full refurb and it's not a small house. Post refurb value 220k, refurb costs, I put 30, I don't think it's going to be 30. I don't think we could do it for 30, to be honest, if you're lucky. Okay, so we offered 130. If we had got this, we would have just put it in auction. We would have told the client, don't even do the refurb, just take the profit and let's get you a HMO already made in a nice area and make 2k a month or 1500k a month with that money you've made, about 50k. Okay, so guys, work smart, not hard. This is what I say. If you want to build a massive portfolio, especially in this day and age when you're not 20 years old, yes, I do have clients who are 20 years old and it's a bit easier for them, to be honest, but if you're kind of my age or in your 30s or late 20s and you get into property, you want to make money fast, okay? Don't do refurbs where you need to do massive refurbs. That's going to take 6 months, stress you out, put you off property, okay? Unless it's in a spectacular area or areas you can't buy again, okay? Homes under the hammer syndrome. This is a prime example of that. Everyone thinks they can refurb and sell for loads of money. Bidding war. Here we go, okay? So as you can see, we're watching the auction. I actually texted him afterwards going mad. I went shooting with him. I should have told him. I should have said, we'll have it for 140. He didn't even know it would go for this much. Okay, and you can see on the comparables, okay, 215k and 212k. I don't know who buys these things. There's people, guys, remember, there's people out there who just buy anything market value, even from auction, because they've got clients, they've got foreign clients from abroad, from Hong Kong, from Dubai, who just put money in. They're not even buying for profits, they're buying to get rid of money. So you're competing with those people, just remember that. And the people who buy these that need refurbs, sometimes are skimming on the top, so they'll make more money buying this at market value and doing a refurb for a client in Dubai and charging 50, 70k for the refurb. That's why they're paying these prices, guys. So be aware that. Don't think, oh, if he bought it, must be a good deal. No, you don't know the situation behind the buyer at all. And it's really important to know that. And the seller, of course. But the seller on this is a trader and he does exactly what I said. He buys properties, the problem properties, and he usually puts them in auction, doesn't even bother doing refurbs. Puts them in auctions. He's making about 100k a month. Okay, some properties he breaks even on, some of them he wins on. It's just like us, and puts them through auction. And that's what we're doing these days, guys. And the money that we're making, we're putting them into good HMOs. That chunk of 50k we're making or 100k a month, that's the money we're buying HMOs. Sometimes we buy them already made. Right now we're experiencing huge property shifts within the world of property. Okay, so basically you've got Labour coming into power, you've got Section 21 getting banned, so you can't evict tenants easily, or maybe not at all, in terms of notice periods. Could be 6 months, could be no notice, you might have to manage the tenants out. I would like to say, so I built my portfolio in my 20s, early 20s, and it was at the end or at the beginning of a large economic recession. If you remember the Lehman Brothers collapse, it was after that. There was very little competition. I put on here, I made nearly £500,000. Nowadays, speaking, it should be 4 or 5 million now. It's crazy, isn't it? That's me doing not much, it's just buying a property, doing BRR at very low standard, like literally laminate floor myself and painting, and being patient and getting rental income. So it does work. But this time around, guys, with this seismic shift in the market and the new market conditions, especially with the new interest rates coming down possibly, now they've been up 2 years ago when we bought a lot, Labour coming into power, a lot of landlords leaving the market. I mean, if I was 50 years old, I'd be leaving the market and cashing in as well. I was tempted to do it now. But my rentals are so good in Manchester and the north has got so much to go that it'd be foolish to cash out now. So I want you to do better, guys. And the only way to do that really is to adapt and change the way your sales are. So obviously in the store, you change the way your sales are set and ship still sales. So remember that analogy. I want you to do a lot better. And I want you to think about basically creative strategies where we're not competing on this team. We're not competing with landlords from other places where they're fighting for scraps and buying deals with 10k in it. We're not, 10k and a refurb where they're not making a breaking even. They're happy with that. We're not about this on this side, guys. If you're watching this video, you're on my team. On this side, we're getting the maximum money. We're buying fast. We're clicking our fingers. We're making big money. We're going again, and then we're going again. We're doing massive volume. So even if we make 20k, we're doing 5 a year, guys. That's what I want you to be on. So, guys, say it again with me on this channel. We need to say it together. Profit equals new revalue minus purchase price only. Don't use big refurbs to force up the value. Okay, it's too risky in this market. It's too slow. You're dealing with builders. Yeah, you're dealing with builders who've got so many jobs that don't even take you back the good ones, and the bad ones you're better off doing it yourself. Okay, it's not worth it. Okay, so we're going in fast. We're going in. We're buying cheap. We're offering 80 pence in the pound, 75 pence in the pound, and we're getting the properties. And that's enough margin without doing any work. Remember, we're not doing anything, so the margin's enough to remortgage, pull most of our cash out, or just flip it on. Okay? How do we do this? We spend loads of money on so now, obviously, digital media is massive. We're using our brains, we're thinking smarter, we're working less hard, but thinking and working smarter. So we're doing targeting ads, we're doing Facebook ads, we're going out, we're trading with other cash buying companies, we're getting in offers before auctions, we're networking, we know all the auction houses, we're ringing up aggressive offers. You don't answer the phone, I'm ringing back up. I want it 130 now, do it now. I'll pay you £6 fee, let's do it. If you do that enough, they'll do it. And then you know what it's going to go for in the auction. You can even put it in the same auction, we've done that before. So guys, that's how we're sourcing, that's how I'm working at the moment. I'm trying to buy and bid on everything and just getting sold. I'll put up a screenshot now of how many properties I'm offering on in a week. Clever people are doing this, guys. So I was at Real Padel Gym in Marbella, and some of you might know it. There's a lot of entrepreneurs who go there, and I was literally having lunch, minding my own business. I overheard someone who said his mate was a ticket tout, so he bought all the Euros tickets and he made like 400k guys on tickets just buying and selling. And his mate, what I heard talking, said, I've just bought 4 today, and I was listening, and he goes, I've just bought 4 houses. And I was just listening, it's funny when you're in property, you hear other people talk, you tune into it. He goes, yeah, I bought 4 today. And I had a look in the area, he said Gorton, and I couldn't see any for sale for 100k like he said, so he bought them off market. He was going to spend 20k on them and get it revalued for 180. Now that's a good deal. So guys, that's the kind of off-market deals we're getting. Don't be a novice. Don't be looking at them auction catalogues like everyone else, especially the big auction, thinking you're going to get a deal in the auction. Every Tom, Dick and Harry is bidding on them auctions. A lot of them have money to waste. We don't. We want to make money. We're not here to get rid of money. Some of us are, but we need to make money as well. That's what I always say. So don't be a fool. We've put stuff in the auction before, and people have bid on it thinking they're developers. And we've already made 20k and cashed out. And we've gone back and we've heard about, knocked on the door, we've heard about it. They haven't made any money, guys, because the refurb's taken twice as long, cost them as much, the builders messing about. So all of that stuff, avoid all of that. Get in, get cheap, off-market deals only. Okay, thank you for watching. I've been Niven Samchetti, you've been in Marbella. Let's get it. Guys, comment if you want my free investment guide. Click in the comments, yes. Guys, I've been Niven Samchetti, you've been in Marbella. We've been learning profit equals new remortgage value minus purchase price only. Forget about R. Forget about refurbs. Big refurbs, no. Okay, you want to know how to do this in more depth, get in the comments, say yes in the comments, and we'll get our free investment guide. Read it at your own leisure, start making some deals, start getting involved in property. Let's get it and get out here.